And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Monday. We are continuing on with our NFL draft prospect of the day, looking at Jaelon Darden, wide receiver from North Texas. He's looking real good out there, folks. I'm real excited to break down his stats in his film today, so cannot wait. Potential here for a real shifty wide receiver, in and out quickly. Maybe not as explosive as Tyreek Hill, but still kind of on Tyreek Hill's still kind of, stratosphere of what he can do. So definitely excited to watch this man today. We'll be breaking down the NBA and doing a moneymaker, breaking down the action from last night. And that's what we got on the show today. So let's just jump right into it today with the stories of the day. And the first one up, a little potential trade that did not happen. So here we go. The Broncos made a trade offer for the Lions, The Broncos made a trade offer to the Lions for quarterback Matt Stafford. Whoa. So we all know Matt Stafford went to the Rams. The Rams and the Lions made a trade for some draft picks and kind of quarterback straight up. So Denver offered the 9th overall pick in this year's draft for Matt Stafford and a second round. So a little interesting there. The offer did not include quarterback Drew Lock, but I mean, if you're going to get Matt Stafford, you're going to use Matt Stafford as the starting quarterback. That wasn't going to be an open competition. You're not trading a 9th overall first round pick for a quarterback and not using that quarterback. So even though the offer didn't include Drew Lock, they were going to have Drew Lock be off the bench, maybe learn from Matt Stafford. Because when we look at what Drew Lock did this year, it was really not good, folks. It truly was not good at all. We knew, him coming out in 2019, 4-1 in his 5 starts, looking real good. 64% completion percentage, 7 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and, led them to a 4-1 record. Pretty dang good. But then he had, an entire season under his belt this year, playing 13 games, went 4-9. So he had the same amount of wins in 2019 than he did in 2020, but played 8 more games. Not good. In all those extra games that you played, you lost them all. Really, really not good. His completion percentage dropped significantly to 57% completion percentage, which is absolutely garbage. 2,900 yards, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Oh my goodness, this man was truly struggling out there this season. So we're really kind of in this weird limbo period with the Broncos right now. Are they going to go get a quarterback? We saw they tried to go get an established quarterback. Do they kind of want to do they want to draft another young quarterback that may not pan out? Maybe kind of like what Drew Lock has been going through these last 2 seasons. So really interested to see what the Broncos do here at number 9. Don't really know if they are going to replace Drew Lock or let him run it back one more year. Don't really think this Broncos team wants to get a quarterback in this draft. We see that they're drafting at 9, and we know Jacksonville, Jets, and the 49ers are all taking a quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Ohio State quarterback. Blanking on his name. Why is that? Justin Fields. So those are probably going to be the top 3 quarterbacks taken. Now, which one gets Justin Fields and which one gets Zach Wilson, we're really not too sure quite yet, but that really only leaves Mac Jones available. And is the Broncos, are they going to take a shot at Mac Jones? Is he even that great? He had one great season, but a stacked roster there at Alabama, and I don't think that's kind of the direction that the Denver Broncos are going to go on. I really think there's only one team that can make Mac Jones work, and that's the Patriots, just because we've seen them take a 7th-round quarterback talent and turn him into the greatest quarterback of all time. So I really think Mac Jones really can only go to the Patriots, and I do not think the Broncos are going to kind of take a leap of faith on what I think is a really kind of not great overall quarterback draft class. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be great, and I think Justin Fields could be good, but I'm not buying Zach Wilson that much, and I'm definitely not buying Mac Jones. So I really don't think this quarterback class this year is really that deep or that good in total, and I think the Broncos see that as well. I mean, that's why they were trying to trade for Matt Stafford. Why is everybody trying to trade for Matt Stafford right now? This older, kind of aging out of this league slowly, definitely out of his prime years, maybe in the back end of his career. Why is there such a sudden kind of shift for Matt Stafford? Is it just because he was available for that? Then, yeah, I definitely get it. He's finally on the market. We can go out and get him. And once again, just bringing it back to what Tom Brady did this season of just changing a new team, year one, winning the Super Bowl. That's got people kind of questioning what they've really believed in for the last 50 years in the NFL of, not really trading A1 tier 1 quarterbacks. You just let it rock and see where your chips fall. A la, Aaron Rodgers really not getting it done in the NFC Championship games, only winning 1 ring on that highly talented arm of his. It's kind of crazy. So back to here, Drew Lock. Let's go to the next story real quick. So the Broncos try to trade for Matt Stafford there, but while keeping Drew Lock, maybe have him kind of learn under Matt Stafford. So it's clear that the Broncos are not 100% out on Drew Lock just quite yet by not including him in the trade offer because they still want to keep him. And then we just see right here, Broncos offensive lineman Dalton Ritzner says that Drew Lock is doing a lot of work this offseason with Peyton Manning. So maybe this man's learning from Peyton Manning. He goes on to say in this article that he's looking at film and we're just working on him, practicing out, on the field with Peyton Manning. So, that's definitely a great person to learn from. Absolutely. One of the top 10 of all time quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, maybe top 5. Don't think we can classify him as the greatest of all time, but if you make an argument, I could potentially agree with it. So we'll see what happens here with Drew Lock. But the other knock that I have on Drew Lock that I just kind of want to go over really quickly is let's look at his game logs, because we see his really just kind of awful stats. But let's see just how kind of competitive some of these games were. Were they in some of these games and Drew Lock was just kind of keeping them in with those kind of lackluster stats, or was he the real reason of why these games were maybe a little out of hand? So we get week 1. They only lose by 2 against Tennessee. 1 touchdown, 66% completion percentage. Had a real good game here. 216 yards, no interceptions. Unfortunately, they lose. And then week 2, they lose by 5 to Pittsburgh. But he only threw 5 passes. He got a little injured that game, and then he was out for the next 2 games straight. But now he's back after the injury. They come out and beat the Patriots. Look at that, 18-12. But he threw no touchdowns, 2 interceptions in a win. He was not the reason for that win, I can guarantee you. Then the following week, now it starts to get a little wonky out here against the Chiefs. They lose 16-43. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, an absolute blowout. Then they go and beat the Chargers by 1 point. He's got 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 63% completion percentage. So we see when he plays good out here, no interceptions, good completion percentage. They're winning games out here. All right, and then they go on a little bit of a losing streak right here against the Falcons, losing by 7, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but the 52% completion percentage. He threw the ball 48 times. Like, he was good. He threw for 313 yards, but still that 50, just every other throw is caught or dropped. That's really not great. And then he goes to the Raiders, gets absolutely blasted here, 12-37, they lose. He's got 48% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. And then I quickly, before we move any further, on some of these wins, I do kind of want to quickly see where these touchdowns were scored, because what we were seeing kind of last season when we were going through all the games every single week was that they weren't really putting up any points until the fourth quarter. I mean, look at this 7-point loss against the Falcons that we just went over. I mean, he put up 21 points in the fourth quarter. They were getting absolutely blown out there, 27-6 going into the fourth quarter. So don't let these stats and kind of, oh, well, they were close games. They only lost by one possession. The man was not getting it done until the fourth quarter when it was already game over at this point. Alrighty, so let's just keep going here. We went over the Raiders against the Dolphins. They beat the Dolphins. Oof, not a good one here against the Dolphins there. But he threw 60% completion percentage, still 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. So he's really not the main reason why they were winning games out here. The defense holding the Dolphins to 13 points. That's the real winner there. All right, and then he got COVID. Unfortunately, couldn't play in that game. And then, the last 5 games when he returns, only going 1-4 in these games. 2 interceptions against the Chiefs, losing. Let's see when he was putting up points here. They lost 22-16. So, just at first glance, a close game. But then when we look at the stats, oh, well, yeah, he didn't put up any points in the fourth quarter, so he just floundered in the fourth quarter. When Drew Lock was good in the fourth quarter, then he wants to flounder against the big competition, so he's really inconsistent here, as we're seeing. Alrighty, and then they beat the Panthers. Very well done. What did he do in that game against Carolina? 77% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no picks. That's what we're talking about. So he's shown the capability of being that good starter. 77% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, that is absolutely magnificent. Definitely deserve a win there. So, that's possibly why the Broncos wanted to kind of keep Drew Lock on this roster, because they're like, we know what this man can do. He just gets a little crazy with the ball sometimes. It just kind of lets it loose for really no reason out here. So we'll see what happens here for Drew Lock, if he's going to actually be the starter here, or if they're going to go and draft a quarterback. But it kind of seems like with the Broncos not offering him in the trade package for Matt Stafford, they still are a little interested in what this man can really do in this league. So we know he's got the big arm. I don't think that's ever questioned, but his accuracy, his turnovers, it's way too high. His accuracy is way too low. So let's see if he can clean it up by working out with Peyton Manning this offseason. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. And the Cleveland Browns are in talks with free agent Jadeveon Clowney. So he just left the Titans, now looking to go to the Browns. And could you imagine Jadeveon Clowney with Myles Garrett? Oh my goodness. Talk about a great offensive line. And what we just saw kind of, with the Bucs this year, who won the championship, who won the Super Bowl. They had Ndamukong Suh and Jason Pierre-Paul both on their line. So maybe that's the key to winning a Super Bowl, folks. That great defensive pressure up front. So we'll see if the Browns can get him. They are hoping to get a deal done soon. I was told, quote, it's not done yet. So let's see if it kind of happens today or not. But yeah, watch out for Jadeveon Clowney to join that Browns team, which is kind of stacked just kind of on pure talent. I mean, we all know their offense of Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, OBJ. They got Nick Chubb. As their running back, they still got Kareem Hunt, who's absolutely great. I'm blanking on their tight end. Who is their tight end? They got a good one. Austin Hooper. No. He's on the he's on the Falcons still. What do we got here? Cleveland Browns. Let's look at them. Really quickly, they do have a good tight end, and I'm blanking on the name. Alrighty, tight end. Yeah, Austin Hooper. That's what I thought. Yeah, question myself out here. Austin Hooper. And they got, David Njoku. So they've got they are very, very talented on every really meaningful position out here offensively. And then defensively, Myles Garrett, like we just said, they could potentially bring in Jadeveon Clowney. Denzel Ward, they still got in the backfield. So, I mean, they've got some nice real talent here offensively, defensively. And we just saw what the Browns did last season. Made the playoffs, looking real good the entire season. Battled the Chiefs in the playoffs. So, I mean, they could just take that next step after, with their Kevin Stefanski having that kind of second year under his belt at the head coaching position. Getting Baker Mayfield a little bit more little bit more incorporated into this offense to go down the field a little bit more, having OBJ fully healthy. So this Browns team, don't sleep on this Browns team. They are fully stacked, and they had a great year one with their new head coach. We'll see if they step it up with the year two. Okay, and man, oh man, it's just every day there is just Tua slander over and over again. If this man can't play and he's going to get benched and the Dolphins should draft a quarterback in this draft and all this, and I'm just like, what are we talking about here, folks? The man's got A1 accuracy. His accuracy is absolutely magnificent, and we had no wide receivers all season. Devontae Parker, I love that man to death. I think he's absolutely great, and if the man was 100% healthy every single season, he would be one of the top 5 receivers in this league, hands down. But he's very injured, can't really stay healthy, can't play an entire game, not really reliable. And then our second wide receiver is Jeremy Grant, who's literally 5'9". I mean, well, that's our wide receiver talent. And then we had Chan Gailey, the 90-year-old offensive coordinator who had like a slim success with the Bills for like one season, and now is kind of the gospel of great offensive coordinators in this league for some reason. Really bizarre hire that I hated right off the rip of last offseason. Really hated that hire, and we just saw the sheer differences in play calling between Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick, letting Ryan Fitzpatrick have kind of the deep field plays where everything with Tua is real short and simple, and everybody's just pressing up defensively, and we don't have the wide receivers to get open on their own. So here's more slander here. Peter King, big kind of voice in the NFL, says that quote here, Jacoby Brissett is a prime backup. I agree. He's definitely a solid backup. I would put him in, top 3 backups in this league right now. So I agree with that. But then he goes to keep on going with the quote here of Peter King, and Brian Flores won't be shy about playing him if Tua struggles. Now that no. We're done with the benching of Tua. That was just because it was his rookie season and we had no real great offense that would help him out. We needed to go to Ryan Fitzpatrick because that's really the only quarterback that could potentially air it out with these receivers so we can get better play calling by Chan Gailey. It's nothing that Tua really struggled with by himself. The biggest knock that we've heard from Brian Flores on Tua is that he just can't really see what's open in the NFL. What's open in the NFL is like a half a step on your defender. In college, I mean, you're easily getting, full steps or steps and a half over your defender, the corners, the safeties, and that's wide open in college because college defenses are absolutely trash. Now, when you get to the NFL, defenses lock it in a little bit more. There's way more speed on the defensive end. So if you got that half a step, that's actually open. Just Tua didn't know that because he's new to this league. He was a rookie. If y'all didn't know, who did not start week 1, who came in starting week 6, something like that. So later in the year, when all the other quarterbacks and defenses were just settling in, getting their kind of feet wet in the season, Tua's just starting out. So obviously he's already behind the 8 ball because he was a rookie. So can we relax on Tua? He is going to be fine, especially if we get Devontae Smith. Once again, Brian Flores, are you listening? If we get Devontae Smith, we will be Super Bowl champions. Hands down, simple as that. So I'm over the Tua slander, truly. He's going to be fine. His accuracy is amazing. He's going to get another receiver in this draft to shore up his wide receiver core out there. We just signed Will Fuller, an absolutely great wide receiver talent out there to help him out a little bit more. And there's going to be no more benching of Tua. I can guarantee, I will bet the show on this, I do not care, Tua will not get benched all season long. The only reason he gets benched if we're up 50-0 in the fourth quarter, then they put in Jacoby Brissett just so Tua doesn't get, one fluke injury play out there. So I'm not seeing it. I do not see Jacoby Brissett filling in or starting over Tua. And I don't want to knock Jacoby Brissett. Like I said, he's a great backup, but that's what he is. He's a backup quarterback in this league. Everywhere he goes to back up. His career record is 12-20. Tua's got a winning record, so he's not going to get benched by this man, I can guarantee it. So let's all relax and take a deep breath on Tua, please. He's fine. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Well, we know the 16-game era in the NFL has unfortunately come to an end. Well, maybe even fortunately. We get an extra game, which is all good. Just, the metrics, what we've been seeing over the last, 40 years, 50 years, the records, they're all going to be kind of weighed a little bit differently now because we've got another full game for players to play in. So, the best win percentage during the 16-game era. Congratulations, Steelers fans. You basically won the 16-game era, having the best win percentage here, 60.9% win percentage during 1978 to 2020, the 16-game era. So congratulations to the Steelers. They also won a couple of Super Bowls during those years as well. And then Patriots are number 2. Once again, congratulations to Patriots. Kind of won the 16-game era as well. 60.3% win percentage and multiple Super Bowls and 20 straight years of success there. So Steelers and Patriots, best kind of organizations here during the last, 50 years, during 1978 to 2020. So, now we've got the 17-game era. Who's going to step it up? Who's going to be the Steelers and the Patriots of the last 50 years for the next 50 years? So we're turning a new age here in the NFL, folks. We are alive during the best time in sports in the NFL. We get an extra game, and let's see who it is now. Let's start kind of, not totally erase the record books, but like we said, we get one more game. Players, quarterbacks are going to be throwing for 5,000 yards now. A lot more, not just Drew Brees. So congratulations to really Drew Brees. He also won the 16-game era as well, throwing 5,000 yard seasons where nobody else has more than one, and barely anybody has one to begin with. So all these records, we are going to have to kind of close this kind of chapter in the NFL, open up a new one. Let's see how, crazy it gets here. Let's see who's really going to blow the top off here now that we've got 17 games to be working with here. Let's see who's going to go 17-0, folks. Nobody went 16-0 during this kind of, during this era. Just the Dolphins during the, 14-game era where we won the entire where we went undefeated 17-0. Unfortunately, the Patriots got to 18-0, 19-0. Couldn't make it 20-0 for the Super Bowl. Ended up going 19-1 because they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants that year. So all these records, all these kind of metrics that we kind of determine what's good and what's bad in this league, we are going to have to kind of put a little bit of a close on that. And let's open it up for this year going in. Clean slate. If you don't know football, if you don't know what really makes a quarterback good or not, well, we're all going to learn this season because that extra game, it's really going to change everything, folks. It is true. I mean, we've got quarterbacks finishing with 4,700 yards, which is absolutely great, but it's not that 5,000 coveted mark now. So we've got to kind of get that new coveted mark, which is probably going to be like 5,250, probably 5,250 yards. That's probably going to be that new 5,000 yard standard now. So we'll see how it all plays out year one, and then like we said, I mean, this era lasted from 1978 to 2020 of 16 games. That's basically 50 years, or 42 years. So we'll see how it plays out for the next 42 years. But here it is. Cheers to the 17-game schedule. Here we go, folks. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here and let's bring it back to the old school. Maybe celebrate the 16-game schedule a little bit. The New York Jets posting a little tweet over the weekend. Absolutely magnificent, reminding everybody of how great Darrelle Revis was in 2009. Just kind of overall, Darrelle Revis was absolutely great his entire career, but definitely in 2009. And this kind of just wraps back to what we've been saying, over the last 6 months of, it's hard to maintain that high level of success of being kind of, the number one player in a position. Quarterbacks being great is kind of, a little watered down just because, that's the main position on a team. So we see Tom Brady being good for 20 straight seasons, Aaron Rodgers being good for 15 straight seasons, Matt Stafford being good for, 10 straight seasons just on a bad team. We've seen, those quarterbacks maintain themselves at a high level, but now we're seeing Richard Sherman during those Legion of Boom days, absolutely magnificent. But now he went to the 49ers, kind of went into oblivion a little bit, and now can't find a home as a free agent. Now we're talking about, Jalen Ramsey this season. He locked up DK Metcalf and allowed DK Metcalf basically like no yards during their two matchups. But this is what Darrelle Revis was doing out here in 2009. Notable wide receivers that Darrelle Revis held under 35 yards, folks. So these receivers did not get more than 35 yards when Darrelle Revis was covering them. And look at this mother-loving list here in 2009 alone. Andre Johnson of the Texans, magnificent size. He was like 6'4" out there. Randy Moss twice with the Patriots. Oh my goodness. Marquise Colston with the Saints. T.O. with the Bills. Torrey Holt of the Jags. Steve Smith of the Panthers. Reggie Wayne of the Colts. And Chad Ochocinco with the Bengals. I mean, these are all basically first ballot Hall of Fame wide receiver talents. And Darrelle Revis in 1 year held all of these receivers to under 35 yards, folks. This man was absolutely amazing when he was in this league, and especially I think he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2009 as well. So just an absolute stud here. But is Jalen Ramsey this new wave of Darrelle Revis? Because we just saw him kind of shut down DK Metcalf and having great success this season. But it's hard to kind of maintain that success for multiple seasons. And Darrelle Revis here in 2009, man, reminding everybody what a true shutdown corner is. Randy Moss, yeah, no problem, giving him to me twice because we're in the same division. Andre Johnson, yeah, no problems, giving him to me once because we're not in the same division, but it doesn't matter. I'm locking him down. Oh, T.O., yeah, same thing. I'll shut him down twice. No problem. Steve Smith, yeah, no problem. He's short. Yeah, he's fast, but I'm going to cover him too. It's not the size. It's not the speed. I can cover all that. I'm fast to keep up with all these guys, and I got the vertical to keep up with the bigger guys as well. So just absolutely a stud out here by Darrelle Revis. Truly one of the GOATs. Revis Island, key to the city, got his own key to the freaking city, folks. So thank you, Jets Twitter, for posting him on your Twitter page, bringing us back to some of these great freaking matchups of him on A1, Tier 1, first ballot Hall of Fame wide receivers. Alrighty, let's head over to some NBA stories now, and man, oh man, this Blazers team is killing me, folks, killing me. They just lost again last night against the Heat. We had to take them out of the top 10 in our power rankings last Friday because they lost against the Jazz, the Bucks, and the Clippers and really kind of got blown out. And now, against another kind of above average team, a playoff caliber team in the Miami Heat, they lose again, and they were at home for that game. So just absolutely kind of unforgivable here. So it begs the question, is it time for Terry Stotts, the head coach of the Blazers, to go? And I would probably have to say a little bit, yes. I mean, I think the main problem here is really just CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard just do not work well together. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's no excuse for the Blazers to be so good when CJ McCollum was not healthy, injured, not playing, and he had Gary Trent Jr., and they were winning games. The only thing that's changed here is that no more Gary Trent Jr. and CJ McCollum is back healthy. Now they're not winning games now. Why is that? It's because Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they just do not work together. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's CJ McCollum just taking more shots than, Gary Trent Jr. did or anything like that, but it's not resulting to wins. We can't even kind of say, Damian Lillard for MVP anymore, which is absolutely crushing me. I would have loved to see that man get MVP. So maybe it is the coaching. They're losing down the stretch. We've seen this by this Blazers team. We see Damian Lillard be good the entire season, except, at the back end of the season into the playoffs. That's when they flounder the most. So maybe it is the coaching. But man, oh man, whatever it is, they got to get it turned around quick because I'm sick of not seeing this team in the top 10. And I'm sick of not talking about Damian Lillard being the MVP because, at the trade deadline, absolutely, I would have given it to him hands down right there. But, we have to play the entire season. And here we go, losing against the better teams when you should be winning against those teams, making your case, solidifying your case for MVP. And we're kind of out here floundering here these last 5 games. So Gary Trent Jr. is having great success there with the Raptors, winning games by himself, hitting the buzzer beaters, dropping 50 points, no problem. And CJ McCollum just kind of average out here. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's the coach. Maybe it's CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. But whatever it is, please, Blazers, do something. Start winning games, please. It's killing me, truly. Alrighty, and bad news here for the Warriors. Warriors fear that James Wiseman will be out the rest of the season with a torn meniscus in his right knee. Now, a little unfortunate here. I'm assuming this is exactly what it is. We see Woj kind of tweeted out the other day that he did tear his meniscus, and it's kind of, he's out indefinitely, but, we're really not sure he's going to be able to make kind of an appearance if they make the playoffs, anything like that. But the big man, the big center here, the rookie center, still just cannot get it done. He's been in the starting lineup. He's been coming off the bench. Really couldn't find a stable kind of great rotation for this man. Ended up back in the starting rotation for probably the last 2-3 weeks here, and just getting better every single game, trying to learn this system, learn the NBA level a little bit, but it's just truly unfortunate here. So gonna have to be dealing with another injury. And man, this Warriors team, Klay Thompson, back-to-back years of just absolutely grueling injury of being out the entire season, and now James Wiseman has caught that bug as well. So once again, Steph Curry's going to have to step up his game a little bit more now. Who else is going to step up in James Wiseman's absence? I mean, we barely get anybody stepping up daily, gamely on this team besides Steph Curry. So it's just going to add one extra person to step up, and we know this Warriors team does not like stepping it up. Alrighty, Jokic, MVP, I think front runner. Is he our front runner real quick? Let's check our point system. We've got him at 10 points, and he is currently in the lead. But they absolutely get blown out in the fourth quarter against the Celtics last night. Absolutely. They put it, literally blown out in the fourth quarter, putting up only 8 points in the fourth quarter, and then they ended up losing the game. So truly unfortunate there. We've been big on this Nuggets team. We just put them at number 1 in our power rankings. Jokic is our front runner for MVP. But he's out here not with his team. We get a little picture here of a timeout, and the Nuggets are they're all with each other right here, hearing from the coach from the timeout. But here's Jokic all by his lonesome on the bench. I do not like that at all. We kind of knocked Bradley Beal for doing that, so I got to be kind of a little even here and knock Jokic for doing this. When your team is down in the fourth quarter and you could not buy a basket to save your life, what is going by yourself on the sideline doing? Get in that huddle. Get with your team. Say, hey, let's fucking start stepping it up from right now on. Let's get back into this, not let's go sulk by myself on the sideline. So Jokic, unfortunately, we got to subtract what? 1 point, 2 points from his overall MVP point total out here for not being with this team. That's not an MVP. That's not what an MVP does. The MVP gets in the huddle, all right, guys, let's fucking get it going, y'all. Yeah, we have only scored 8 points in, 14 minutes or 10 minutes out here in the fourth quarter, but let's turn it around. We're only down, 5 points. We can still get it turned around. Let's get it done. Not, what are y'all doing over there? Y'all doing anything over there? Timeout over. They drew up a play. What's the play? I didn't hear the play. What's the play? That's what we're doing? That's the play y'all came up with? That's why I was on the bench, because y'all couldn't even come up with a good play. Damn, alrighty. Here we go. That's not what an MVP does, so got to knock Jokic down a little bit here. Let's take off we'll take off 1 point, because we are going to be taking off more points once we get to the game. So we'll only take off 1 point for Jokic here of just not being a little bit of a team player here. And that's really going to lead into our next segment here. And we'll see how we do with this one. But man, oh man, Kyrie Irving. So here we go. We kind of knocked this man yesterday on the show. He's just annoying, folks. He's just annoying. He's a great basketball player. We all know this. Nobody's saying he's not a great talent. He hit the big shot in the finals. Fantastic. He helped, LeBron James kind of 50-50 there in that finals to win the ring over the Warriors with that clutch shot. So nobody's doubting this man's talent. I hate that we have to say this every time we talk about Kyrie Irving, but we have to, because there are internet people out there that will kill you for not prefacing that. And if there's knocks coming after what you just said, you're still up for potential murder by these people out here. So here we go. Let's go back to the Lakers Nets game that, started this entire thing back up of, just Kyrie Irving just kind of being real annoying out here. So here we go. Kyrie Irving gets ejected against the Lakers. This was on Friday night, I believe. It was the Friday night game. So he gets ejected, or Saturday game. So he gets ejected, but we really weren't sure why he got ejected. He was mouthing off with Dennis Schroeder and the refs for a little bit, and then the refs just kind of said, all right, we had enough, and threw him out of the game. But then we get Kyrie Irving the next day kind of hinting on why he was so upset with Dennis Schroeder on the Lakers and why he kind of got ejected. So this is the tweet by Kyrie Irving. The N-word is a derogatory racial slur. It will never be a term of endearment, reclaimed, flipped. Never forget its foul in true history. Throw the N-word out the window right alongside all those other racist words to describe my people. We are not slaves or ends. I mean, that's what he said in the tweet. And yeah, all right. When we just want to talk about that word, obviously I'm not the best person to talk about the word, but I'll give you my perspective if that's worth anything out here. But yes, the N-word definitely has a bad foul history. Yes, I don't think anybody would, if you disagree with that, I mean, that's a whole different discussion. But obviously it's a terrible word. It's, used to, undermine people and, the long history of slaves and African Americans. Absolutely. But why is it still holding a lot of weight now? I mean, it sucks that, we're all just when we look at just kind of, civil rights movements and everything, I mean, like, we're all fighting for the same thing, just to be treated equal. And we're still having the same problems that we've been having for the last hundreds of years. So nothing is changing, but we're still using the same solutions to try to change those problems that have never been changed. We are still dealing with all those problems still today. So I think we have to try new approach. The N-word, it's just it's bad. Yes, you shouldn't be saying it, but when it's all over, entertainment and all of that, and it's not really used as a derogatory word in entertainment, it's basically like bro. I mean, that's basically what the majority of the people use the word to kind of mean. If you truly do not want that word to be used, absolutely, that's fine. Don't use it yourself. Advocate others to stop using that word. But, Kyrie Irving, hypocrite right here, saying, oh, don't use the N-word. And that's what Dennis Schroeder said to this man. We can kind of read the lips here. He was just like, damn, like, goddamn, bro. Like, to Kyrie Irving, not, using it as, ill intentions at all. Just kind of like, bro, like, why are you yelling at me right now? Like, chill. So Kyrie Irving took offense to that. That's why he got ejected, basically. And then he goes and posts the tweet. Did he tweet anything after that? Is that all he tweeted? All praise God. He also tweeted this too. All praise God. I pray this world finally cleanses itself from the inside. God has seen enough from these devils running around here, confusing and dividing people up. The brainwashing, the indoctrination, the conditioning that we all went through is coming to an end. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to dive too deep into this, but it's just annoying, and just once again the hypocrisy by this man. Because if you go in the comments of this tweet, you can find numerous videos of Kyrie Irving using the same word in the same context that Dennis Schroeder was using the word that Kyrie Irving was so upset on, that he had to get ejected on, and all of this. So I don't know, man. He's just so annoying in everything he does. That's not just pure basketball. Like I said, he's a great basketball player, but just out here just being truly annoying. And, he's, his God complex of him thinking he's better than everybody else every single time. Oh, you can't use that word. Yeah, I used it, but I learned from it, and now I'm not using it, and I'm here to just kind of say. But then he goes on Twitter and just has kind of, if you didn't watch the basketball game or anything like that, it would be kind of, a cryptic tweet. Well, not really cryptic, because it really is kind of spelled out like that. But, just once, it's just annoying that he goes to Twitter to do all this. He doesn't, have, He doesn't have an actual conversation on it. He just goes and posts something on Twitter, and then he goes and, goes on this kind of high power rant on Twitter. I don't know. I'm honestly done talking about it because it's just so frustrating. And then he's also out for today's game. So that word hurt him so much. That true disrespect by Dennis Schroeder hurt him so much that once again, Kyrie on the court thinking he's better than everybody else. He can't work with LeBron James because, LeBron James overshadowed his success. That's why he can't play with LeBron. So he has to go and team up with Kevin Durant and James Harden and, tell James Harden, oh, you're the point guard here because this is my team and all of that. It's just, I'm over Kyrie Irving. I am truly over it. He is an annoying person. Outside of basketball, the man is just pure annoying. And I've got no problem saying that. I truly believe that. And I felt like if I met this man in real life, I would just be thinking to myself every time he opens his mouth, like, you are, goddamn, you're the most annoying person I've ever freaking met. Damn. That's how I would feel. But let's move on. So those are all the stories that we needed to cover for today. Let's head over to the NBA from last night. We'll break down all the games, do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll head over to our NFL draft prospect of the day. So here we go, kind of crushing here. A lot of teams that, we are big on here, that we like to kind of, see and play well and root for here, like the Bulls, the Blazers, the Hornets, but they lost to the Hawks, and we kind of talk about them equally here. And the Nuggets all taking big L's last night, truly hurting us. But let's start here with the Hawks and the Hornets. Hawks had no Trae Young, and they still get the win. So let's start here with them because they absolutely all stepped up here, and I'm super impressed with this team. So Brandon, good win here, steps in for Trae Young at the starting point guard spot, and he has 17 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds on 3 of 6 from 3, and 70% overall from the field. I mean, his only misses were those 3 3-pointers. So absolutely well done here by Brandon Goodwin. I mean, this is great. I mean, filling in, really kind of not taking too much of a step back of what Trae Young kind of produces out there on the floor. So very well done to step up there. Bogdanovich, who's been having a great, ever since he's gotten back to the starting lineup, he's been getting real good out here. So another stepped up performance here by Bogdanovich, 32 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds on 40% shooting, but 8 of 16 from 3. I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but I'll take the 8 threes. Absolutely. Clint Capella can still get it done. 20 points, 15 rebounds. Solomon Hill, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. And then Kevin Huerter, to round out the starters, 10 points, 7 assists. Didn't shoot well, 1 of 6 from 3 and 30% overall, but still the 10-plus points. That's what we'll take that all day. And then we go to the bench. Who can we rely on? Newly acquired Lou Williams. Yes, sir. 13 points, 4 assists for the win out here, and the Hawks are able to beat the Hornets. So a little bit of a diminished Hawks team. No Danilo Gallinari off the bench, no Trae Young in the starting lineup, but everybody else steps it up big time to get it done. So an absolutely great win here by the Hawks, and we absolutely love it. All right, let's talk about the Hornets now. Now, they did keep it close. It was only a 4-point win here for the Hawks, 105-101. Alrighty, so we all know, the big injuries by this Hornets team: LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward, Malik Monk, all those 3 great players not being here. And, the starting lineup had a decent game. Devontae Graham, 16 points, 7 assists. Terry Rozier, 18 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. PJ Washington still here at the 5, still really can't get it done here at the 5. 8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Miles Bridges put up 23 points, 7 rebounds at the 4. And then Jalen McDaniels at the 3 to round out the starters. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and he shot 57%. So not terrible there by the starters. Their bench a little lackluster here. Cody Zeller had 6 points, 9 rebounds. We absolutely love that. Then Brad Wanamaker putting up 13 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. That was, the best bench performance of the night, and nobody else could really get to that 10-point category. So a little light here by the Hornets, but man, oh man, if everybody was healthy, this team would still be rocking, man. They are keeping all these games close without 3 of their best players out. They are still winning games or being competitive, and for that, we absolutely respect and love this Hornets team, and we'll keep watching them, man. They are currently... Let's get the rankings refreshed here. They are still currently 6th here in the East, Hopefully they don't drop out of the top 10 for the play-in tournament, at least, because they truly deserve it on how well they're just playing as a complete team. They don't need kind of their main man, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, to kind of still win games. They can win games, unlike the Nets, who have still kind of full capacity with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, can't win games with this Hornets team without their main three. Let's give it up for the Hornets, folks. Alrighty, so the Hawks get the win 105-101 over the Hornets. Alrighty, now let's go to this freaking game. Celtics and the Nuggets. And folks, I was not lying. The Denver Nuggets only put up 8 points in the fourth quarter. They got outscored 31-8 in the fourth quarter. Just an absolute big, colossal collapse by this Nuggets team, which is, we'll have to kind of just write it off. They didn't have Jamal Murray for this game, again, unfortunately. But there's really no reason why they still should have lost this game. They were competitive the entire game until the fourth quarter, obviously. Let's start here with the Celtics. They got it done without their bench. Their bench really didn't do anything, which is what we expect because of no Evan Fournier. So here we go. The starters kind of all got it done here. Kemba Walker, 14 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 2 of 6 from 3. No. He shot 0 of 7 from 3. So that's what, 0 of 7 from 3 by Kemba Walker. Once again, why is he taking all these 3-point shots? I do not get it. So that's what Kemba Walker did last night. Marcus Smart, 14 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 2 of 6 from 3, a little better than Kemba Walker. At least he made one. Robert Williams, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Jason Tatum, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 7 from 3. And Jaylen Brown, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 of 7 from 3 as well. So it's not like they had a great game. They only hit 7 threes out of 33 attempts. Their bench really got nothing done. The leading scorer off the bench was Tristan Thompson with 9 points, 4 rebounds. The second highest scorer off the bench was Romeo Langford, 5 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. So nothing real great coming off the bench. It was just truly a destruction by the Nuggets of just not getting it done in the fourth quarter. So I think we'll have to chalk this up as a little bit of, we'll kind of write off this game a little bit for the Nuggets. Not too much, but slightly. All right, so let's see what happened with this Nuggets. What did not happen with this Nuggets team? So here we go. Still no Jamal Murray, so Facundo Campazzo steps up for the point guard position here. 14 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 3 of 3 from 3. Fantastic. 5 of 6 from the field. Only missed 1 shot all night, so a great night by him. Will Barton put up 13 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 36% from the field. Jokic, 17 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds. He shot 40% from the field. Aaron Gordon still only taking 5 shots a game here. 7 points, 7 rebounds, just getting it done defensively. I mean, in this loss here, how many point loss here? 18-point loss. Yeah, 18-point loss. I mean, Aaron Gordon was still a plus 10. Jokic was still a plus 9 on the floor. Michael Porter Jr. was still a plus 8 on the floor. It's just, unfortunately, this Nuggets bench is truly not really that great. Same thing with the Celtics, but the Celtics got it done. So we got to shout out them a little bit more. And then Michael Porter Jr., the leading scorer for the squad, 22 points, 11 rebounds. But look at this, folks. Get a load of this. 1 of 12 from 3, 8% from 3. Absolutely atrocious out there. But he was the leading scorer still, so unfortunate. Now we go to the bench. Once again, just nothing great here. Not even a 9-point score like the Celtics had. They had a 7-point score, and PJ Dozier putting up 7 points, only 1 rebound. Is just truly nothing great off this bench. Then the second leading scorer was 3 points off the bench, so it goes from 7 to 3, and that was JaMychal Green. So truly not great out here by this Nuggets team. The bench is truly not great, but they also didn't have Jamal Murray. So a little bit of a write-off game here for the Nuggets, but we cannot see this happen again, truly. And I don't think it will, so that's why we're writing it off just a tad, just a little bit. Alrighty, let's go to the Pelicans and the Cavs now. And the Pelicans, once again, without LaMelo Ball. And I don't want to keep bringing this up, but, they win a game without LaMelo in the lineup. Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, all get it done. It's not like, Eric Bledsoe has that great of a game, but still, at the grand scheme of things, I do not think Lonzo Ball really, truly brings anything great to this team. I really don't think it matters if he plays or not. He doesn't make that big of an impact. That is all I'm saying. So let's investigate it just a tad here. So Lonzo Ball, another game out here. So let's go to his game logs this season just to kind of see what the Pelicans have done with and without, or just kind of without him. Are they still able to win games without Lonzo Ball here in 2020? So let's see. He had 3 straight games off kind of at the start of the season, games 9, 10, 11, and 12. Or 9, 11, or 10, 11, and 12. He had the games off. So in those games, they lose again. They lose by 5 against the Clippers. Still kind of close against a better overall Clippers team. Then they get blown out by the Lakers. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Even with Lonzo Ball, they probably still would have got blown out. But then they win against the Kings. So they went 1-2 there in his first kind of 3-game out stretch. And then he plays basically for the rest of the season. And then he's kind of back to being out here kind of, when we have really kind of seen a heavy out here of him missing a lot of games here. So here we go. Games 39 are 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. They win against Denver by 5. They beat the Lakers by 17. They lose against the Nuggets by 5 again, so still competitive, against a great team like the Nuggets, but still are able to win some of these games. They beat the Mavericks. They beat the Celtics. They lose against the Magic and the Hawks. And then just these last 2 games, they beat the 76ers and Cleveland. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins without Lonzo Ball, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses without LaMelo Ball. So they go 7-5. Let me double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7-5. Am I doing? Yeah, 7-5. Yeah, 7-5 without LaMelo Ball. That's pretty dang good because they have a losing record when he's on the floor as well. Overall this season, the Pelicans' record is. What do we got there for the Pelicans? They're 24-29, but they just overall, and they're a little bit better without Lonzo Ball. That's all we're saying out here. And now, since we've kind of seen that, let's kind of quickly go back to the last season. Or should we do last season? That was a little wonky one because of the whole bubble. So let's go back to when he was on the Lakers here. His last season with the Lakers in 2018-2019, and let's just quickly go over that. Was there any games that he was out and they still won the game? So let's see what we got here. Did he have any? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. He he didn't play basically for the back half of the season. The entire second half of the season he did not play. All right, so let's see what we get out here. Just with the last games for the Lakers that he played, let's see that he didn't play. Let's see how they fared. So 1, 2, we're counting losses real quick, and it was a lot of games, so we're just going to count through them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Was this without LeBron James too? I don't think LeBron James was playing in any of these games too, so that makes it a little bit different. That was like if Zion wasn't playing, if Zion and Brandon Ingram weren't playing in these games either. Oh, LeBron James was playing. He did play 38 minutes. All right. Alrighty. I got a lot of losses here, though. Alrighty, so we'll keep an eye on it, but let's get back to this game. Maybe our own narrative, if Lonzo Ball not truly helping out overall in totality of his career, isn't the best narrative. But this season alone, we'll just cap it off of this and leave it at this. They're 7-5 without Lonzo Ball. That's all we're saying. So let's go back here to the Pelicans beating the Cavs here, 116-109. So here we go. Pelicans, Eric Bledsoe steps up in place of Lonzo Ball at the starting point guard position, and then Najee Marshall steps up of Eric Bledsoe at the shooting guard position. So here we go. Eric Bledsoe, still not a great night out here. 7 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 of 8 from 3, 22% overall from the field. I mean, this man still does not get it done with or without Lonzo. So the Lonzo effect does not affect Eric Bledsoe, he is still he's still really kind of trash out here. All right, Najee Marshall kind of steps up big out here. Well done. Next man up mentality. Love it. 15 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 2 of 4 from 3 and 66% overall from the field. So great night by him. Steven Adams put up no points and 8 rebounds in 26 minutes. Zion, 38 points, 4 assists, 9 rebounds on 72% shooting. Back on his OG bullshit. I love it. And then Brandon Ingram to round out the starters here. 27 points, 8 assists, 3 of 6 from 3, and 44% overall from the field. And then their bench, nothing, I mean, great by committee out here. No great individual performance, but James Johnson off the bench, 9 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Kira Lewis, 6 points, 2 steals, 1 assist, 1 rebound off the bench. Jackson Hayes, 8 points, 3 rebounds off the bench, and only 14 minutes. And then Willie Hernando-Gomez, 6 points, 7 rebounds off the bench in only 11 minutes. So the bench was able to kind of get it done. No Isaiah Thomas, no Lonzo Ball, and they still get it done. And we know this Cavs team isn't anything great out here, so let's quickly go over to them. As we see, they didn't even have Darius Garland or Colin Sexton, so even a very less good Cavs team. So Matthew Dellavedova steps up at the point guard. Isaac Okoro switches over to the starting shooting guard position. So Matthew Dellavedova goes for 7 points, 10 assists. He shot poor as well, 1 of 6 from 3 and 27% overall. Isaac Okoro kind of steps it up here at this shooting guard position. 19 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Isaiah Hartenstein at the 5, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Kevin Love moves over to the 4, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Dean Wade at the 3, 21 points, led the team in scoring, 3 steals, 2 assists, 6 rebounds on 66% shooting, and 5 of 8 from 3. Very well done. So not bad there by, of all their pieces, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Jared Allen all being out, and they still get the still kind of decently competitive here. 106-116 loss there, but the starters kind of all got it done. Not bad. And then their bench, even some nice performances out here. Teron Prince put up 11 points and 5 rebounds, and then C.D. Osman finally getting it going a little bit here. 15 points and 7 assists there off the bench. So not a bad overall game by the Cavs, but they ran into Zion Williamson. They could not maintain that man. So the Pelicans get the win 116-109. Alrighty, let's move on to the Bucks and the Magic now, and still, once again, Giannis is not playing, but everybody else is back. I mean, we saw that game their last game before this one against the Magic, where everybody was out, but everybody's back here besides Giannis. So here we go. Drew Holiday, 12 points, 7 assists. Dante DiVincenzo, 9 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 1 of 7 from 3. Yikes. Brook Lopez, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Chris Middleton, 21 points, led the team in scoring. Thank you, Chris Middleton. That's what the 2 is supposed to do. 21 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 61%. Absolutely fantastic. And then look at this. Pat Connaughton slides over to the starting 3. 11 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, but he shot 100%, 4 of 4 from the field, and 3 of 3 from 3. So an absolutely wonderful night here, kind of by their main pieces here. But then look at this bench, 3 great performances out here. Brian Forbes, 13 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Bobby Portis off the bench, 16 points, 10 rebounds. And Jordan Nora, 11 points and 3 rebounds out here. And then let's shout out Thanasis Antetokounmpo, 7 points and 5 rebounds on only 5 shots on 60%. So not a bad game here. Finally back for the Bucks, reloaded out here, and they took it out on the Magic, getting the nice 124-87 win over the Magic. We can quickly go over the Magic. Nobody really did great here in the starting lineup. Nobody in 10-plus points for the starters scoring-wise. That's a big old problem. Michael Carter-Williams, 9 points. Dwayne Bacon, only 7. Wendell Carter Jr., 8.7 rebounds. James Ennis III, 6 points. And Gary Harris, only 9 points. But they did get some solid contributions off the bench. Mo Bamba led the team in scoring with 21 points off the bench. 5 rebounds to go along with that. And then Cole Anthony off the bench in 26 minutes, 12 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. But overall, the Bucks are a little bit back here. They destroyed the Magic like they should, and they're able to get the win. All right, let's move on to the Raptors and the Knicks. And the Raptors got Kyle Lowry back, and they still lose. Damn, no Fred VanVleet, unfortunately. But Kyle Lowry comes back, but they still lose the game over the Knicks. So let's start here with the Knicks since day one. Let's see what happened with them. Who stepped up? Julius Randle, 26 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 1 of 8 from 3. Not great. 7 of 19 overall from the field. RJ Barrett, 19 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. He shot 3 of 6 from 3, so a little bit better out there. Alfred Payton, 11 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds on 71% shooting. Nerlens Noel still at the 5, 9 points, 13 rebounds, 5 of those offensive. Wonderful job there. And then Reggie Bullock to round out the starters, 10 points, 4 steals, 3 rebounds. Once again, didn't shoot well, 2 of 8 from 3 and only 36% overall. But all in all, I mean, the starters kind of all got it done. This is a decent kind of performance there by the starters. Now, the bench didn't even have that great of a night either, and they were still able to get the win. So, a little interesting there. Derrick Rose, 11 points, 2 assists off the bench on 40% shooting. Taj Gibson only put up 2 points and 4 rebounds. Emmanuel Quickley only put up 3 points on 8 shots. Alec Burks only put up 8 points on 9 shots. So really nothing great there by the starters or by the bench, but a little lackluster by the Raptors kind of saved them a little bit here. So let's talk about these Raptors now. Gary Trent Jr. at the 1, Kyle Lowry at the 2 is how they're kind of going with this. So Gary Trent Jr., 23 points, 3 of 8 from 3, 52% overall from the field. Not a bad night from him. Kyle Lowry, 19 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 50% from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Chris Boucher still at the 5, 17 points, 14 rebounds. Pascal Siakam, 16 points, 7 assists. So all that is good. He didn't shoot well, 27%, but so far those 4 starters all got it done, but then this is where they start to fall apart a little bit. DeAndre Bembry at the 3, 0 points, 1 rebound in 21 minutes. And then off the bench, nothing good. Malachi Flynn, only 6 points. Yuta Watanabe, only 8 points. And then we get Kem Birch with the 4. So nothing truly great. Rodney Hood only put up 3 points as well. But definitely could not get it done scoring-wise here against the Knicks. But this Knicks team, still nothing great. I mean, this performance isn't too great there. They are going to be able to beat the Raptors, but I mean, this Raptors team, there's still nothing great about this team. So, Knicks get the win, 102-96 over the Raptors. Alrighty, now let's go to the Spurs and the Mavericks, and we've got a clutch shot alert here, a game-winning shot alert here. So let's watch it. Tie game at 117, 6 seconds left. DeMar DeRozan has the ball. Here we go. Drives a little bit. Pull up. Game winner. Step back jumper with 0.5 seconds left to go up by 2. So very well do DeMar DeRozan. And then we get Luka, a last shot attempt at 0.5 seconds. Don't even know if he got it off, but it did not go, so it does not matter. So very well done to the Spurs. Very well done to DeMar DeRozan to single-handedly win the game. So let's start here with the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan, 33 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds on 52% shooting from the field. And like we said, he hit the game winner. DeJounte Murray, 25 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and 64% overall from the field. So a great night scoring by him. Derek White put up 9 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds, 37%. Keldon Johnson, 9 points, 6 rebounds. And then Jacob Poeltl still at the 5 here, 12 points, 8 rebounds. Not a bad night by him. All right, so DeMar DeRozan put the team on his back. Off the bench, they got some decent production here off the bench. Lonnie Walker, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Patty Mills put up 6 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And Rudy Gay, 7 points, 3 rebounds. Not terrible overall here from the Spurs team. And DeMar DeRozan, like we said, put the team on his back. All right, now let's go to the Mavericks. All righty, Luka Doncic, 27 points, 7 assists, very well done. 3 rebounds, he shot 58%, 2 of 8 from 3, not the greatest. Josh Richardson put up 16 points, 5 rebounds. Kristaps Porzingis, 31 points, 15 rebounds on 57% shooting. But then the scoring kind of ran dry there for the rest of the starters. Nicolo Melli, 6 points. And Dorian Finney-Smith, only 9 points, but he did have 7 rebounds and 3 assists. So not terrible overall, but we needed more scoring here. And then we get off the bench. Tim Hardaway Jr., only 2 points on 0 of 5 from the field. Very, very not good from him. Jalen Brunson put up 11 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And Dwight Powell with the 9 points off the bench in only 15 minutes. So Mavericks just come up a little short here against the Spurs. Clutch is clutch, and DeMar DeRozan is clutch there. Alrighty, next game up is the Grizzlies and the Pacers, and the Grizzlies lose. Another loss here by this Grizzlies team. I believe that is, what do we got, 2 in a row now by this Grizzlies team? 2 in a row now. They were 3 games above 500. Now only 1 game above 500 now, folks. Classic Grizzlies. So a truly tough loss here by this Grizzlies team, especially against the Pacers. I mean, what is up with these Grizzlies team? This Grizzlies team, their last 2 games, losing against people they should have beaten. Lost against the Knicks. Lost against the Pacers. That's not the teams they should be losing to, folks. So very, very not good here by the Grizzlies. They gave up 132 points. Trash on the defensive end this game. So let's talk about this Pacers team. And they still didn't even have Miles Turner. So what the heck was Valanciunas doing all night? I don't know. Alrighty, here we go. Malcolm Brogdon, 29 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. Great night by him. Karis LeVert led the team in scoring with 34 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 70% overall from the field. Sabonis here at the 5, 18 points, 9 assists, 15 rebounds. He steps it up. Edmund Sumner at the 4, 11 points. No assists, no steals, no rebounds already. And then Justin Holiday, 5 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, the true fives out there on 33% shooting. And then we get off the bench, Doug McDermott, 13 points, 4 rebounds, and TJ McConnell, 10 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. So overall, a great scoring night by basically everybody for this Pacers team, everybody getting in on the scoring. So let's see where this Grizzlies team kind of floundered a little bit. All right, here we go. John Morant, 23 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 53%, only took 1 3 and missed it. Grayson Allen, 5 points, 4 assists. Well, that's where it comes from, folks. 28% from the field by Grayson Allen, 1 of 5 from 3. Very, very not great. Jonas Valanciunas had 34 points and 22 rebounds. Holy moly. So he was actually having some good success against Sabonis. Alrighty, we'll take it. Kyle Anderson, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot 38%. And Dylan Brooks, only 13 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. So a little lackluster scoring kind of overall compared to what the Pacers did. Grayson Allen only putting up 5 points. Very, very not great. And then off the bench, what did they get here? Tyus Jones, 12 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Brandon Clark, 6 points. Desmond Bane, 7 points. But just overall, this defense of the Grizzlies has to get a little bit better. Giving up 132 points to this Pacers team, blowing the lead in the fourth quarter against the Knicks in their last game, and now they're on a 2-game losing streak, and we were just kind of moving them up. We just moved them up to number 7 in our power rankings, and they're kind of floundering here. So we'll see if they can get back on track here, but a 2-game losing streak not looking real good here for the Grizzlies. Alrighty, let's go to the Bulls and the Timberwolves now, and I love it. I hate it, but I love it because I like the root for this Timberwolves team now that D'Lo and Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards are all good together, but I also like the root for the Bulls because of, we like the Vucevic, the Thaddeus Young, the Zach LaVine, but here we go. The Timberwolves get the win here, so I absolutely love it. They're back on track here, and I'm telling y'all, this Timberwolves team with D'Angelo Russell and everybody healthy, this is a new good team now. We could start buying them a lot more, and I think we just put them in our moneymaker yesterday. We rocked with the Bulls because we knew this could potentially happen, but we just wanted to rock with the Bulls to see if they would kind of win and not lose 2 straight games. That did not happen. Alrighty, here. Let's start here with the Timberwolves. Alright, so D'Angelo Russell is still off the bench. Him and Ricky Rubio both played the same amount of minutes, but Ricky Rubio gets a starting role still. So expect D'Angelo Russell to be back in that starting lineup any minute now. So here we go. Ricky Rubio, 17 points, 9 assists. He shot 5 of 6 from 3 and 46% overall. He had a great night. So did D'Angelo Russell. We'll get there. Relax, folks. Anthony Edwards had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Good night by him. Karl-Anthony Towns, 27 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds, very well done there. And then they get a little lackluster scoring-wise here with Jaden McDaniels at the 4, only 4 points on 7 shots, shooting 14%, 6 rebounds to go along with that. And Josh Okuji, 6 points, 3 rebounds on 33% shooting. So the main stars there, Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards get it done. A great contribution by Ricky Rubio, who's a little hit and miss in the scoring department. He had 9 assists, which is always great, and that's usually where he is. But great night by Ricky Rubio. And then we go to D'Angelo Russell off the bench, 27 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 3 of 6 from 3 and 69% overall. So wonderful night by D'Lo off the bench. Naz Reid also off the bench, 18 points, 2 assists in 28 minutes. So that's what we're talking about. Ricky Rubio has proven that he can get it done in the starting rotation. Let's see if he can kind of get that same production off the bench, because I do still want to see D'Angelo Russell be in that starting rotation with Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. So we'll see when and if they make that switch, but overall they've got the big 3 to do so and some nice bench role players to get it done as well. So very well done to the Timberwolves last night to beat the Bulls. Now let's see what happened to this Bulls team. Thomas Satoransky out here, 10 points, 6 assists at the starting point guard position. Zach LaVine, 30 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 4 of 12 from 3 and 46% overall from the field. Vucevic, 18 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. A little light on the rebounds and assists. Thaddeus Young, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists as well. He was a -1 on the floor in a 4-point loss. So, I mean, decent defense there by Thaddeus Young, which we're kind of accustomed to. And he also only played 20 minutes in that starting role. So, let's see if they kind of move Thaddeus Young back down to that bench, because I don't know if he's getting great production there for the starters, especially only playing 20 minutes there for the starting rotation. So, we'll see if they keep him at the starting rotation, but it doesn't really seem to be working so well. They really have to figure out how to win with this team. Because, I mean, they made the big old trade at the trade deadline to pick up Vucevic, and they need to start winning some more games. They lost their first, 2 or 3. They won their next 3, and now they're back to 2 straight losses. So whatever they think is working is clearly not working, so they got to switch it around a little bit here. Maybe move Thaddeus Young back to the bench. We'll see. And then Patrick Williams, no points, 1 rebound in 26 minutes at the 3, -13 on the floor as well, 0 of 3 from the field. So not a great night by him. And then we go down to the bench. Let's see who stepped it up here. Daniel Tice, once again, having great success out here for this Bulls team. I absolutely love it. 13 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, 7 rebounds for that man. Kobe White, 11 points, 3 steals, 2 assists off the bench in 23 minutes. Not terrible. And Troy Brown Jr. putting up 15.7 rebounds off the bench. So overall, they got some nice work, some nice contributions from this bench, but the starters couldn't collectively get it done together. So the stars of this Bulls team letting us down. And we see Zach LaVine going for so many points. He just went for like 50 the other night. He just went for 30 here, and it's resulting in some losses. So, Zach LaVine is not the end-all, be-all of this team. He needs to get other players involved a little bit more scoring-wise, and until they do that, they will not be winning games consistently as we've been seeing. So the Timberwolves get the win 121-117 over the Bulls. All right, last 2 games of the night. Here we go, Clippers and the Pistons. No Kawhi Leonard here for this Clippers team, and Paul George steps up big. Marcus Morris steps up big, so very well done to those 2 players. Paul George, 32 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds on 48% shooting. Reggie Jackson still here at the starting point guard position. Because of no Patrick Beverley, we know he's out for 2 or 3 weeks. So Rondo is still coming off the bench, and Reggie Jackson is still having some good success out here at the starting point guard position. 12 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds on 50% shooting. I love that. Zubac, 13 points, 10 rebounds. Marcus Morris, 33 points on 6 of 8 from 3 and 72% from the field, and 6 rebounds to go along with that. And then Luke Kennard in replacement of Kawhi Leonard, 11 points, 1 rebound, no assists, -16 on the floor in a win. Not the greatest there for that man. So very well done to Paul George and Marcus Morris, and even Reggie Jackson had a good game. He was also -13 on the floor. Not great defensively, but overall not terrible. Alrighty, and then off the bench, what do we get here? Nicholas Batum, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. And Rondo, 10 points, 6 assists. Very well done, and only 20 minutes off the bench. So very great night by everybody on this Clippers team. Really kind of everybody stepping it up. Very well done, especially without Kawhi Leonard on the floor. Alrighty, now let's go to the Pistons now. Still no Jeremy Grant. He was a game-time decision, and he did not play. So let's start here with the starters. Corey Joseph, 18 points, 13 assists. Very well done by him at the starting point guard position. Wayne Ellington, 15 points, 4 assists. Mason Plumlee, 12 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Sadiq Bey, 25 points, 4 steals, 2 assists. And Josh Jackson, 26 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. So overall, I mean, the starting lineup all got it done. I mean, they were all pluses on the floor. That's kind of crazy in a 7-point loss. Every single starter of the losing team, all plus. Corey Joseph, a +2 on the floor. Wayne Ellington, +11 on the floor. Mason Plumlee, +2. Sadiq Bey, a +5, and Josh Jackson, +11 on the floor. It's just their bench was not as good as that Clippers bench was. Here we go. Hamadio Diallo, 1 point on 0 of 5 shooting, -18 on the floor. Isaiah Stewart, 7 points, 6 rebounds. He was still a -9 on the floor, even though he shot 100%. Frank Jackson, 16 points, 3 rebounds. He was a -18 on the floor, and that's basically it of solid production off the bench. So Clippers are able to beat the Pistons, no worries. And then the last game of the night, the heartbreaker, Blazers losing by 9 here, 107-98 over the Heat. And man, oh man, no Victor Oladipo, and this Blazers team still cannot beat the Heat. Not great. So here we go. Well, let's start here with the Heat since they won. Here we go. Jimmy Butler, 20 points, 5 assists, 4 steals, 4 rebounds, 1 of 2 from 3, 53% overall from the field. Very well done. Trevor Ariza, 6 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, just getting it done defensively. We see him a +5 out there. Bam Adebayo, 22 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 blocks. Great night by him. Duncan Robinson, 12 points on 4 of 10 from 3. Kendrick Nunn, 15 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 50% shooting. And then off the bench, Goran Dragic, only 7 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Tyler Hero, 14 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, only 1 of 2 from 3, but he shot 54% overall. And then look at this, Andre Iguodala getting into the mix as well, 9 points, 4 rebounds off the bench. So a collective good night here by this Heat team, but let's see where this Blazers team floundered, and there's no reason why they should have lost this game. So here we go. Damian Lillard, 12 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. Not a real great night by Damian Lillard. He shot 3 of 8 from 3 and only 30% overall from the field. CJ McCollum, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Once again, 3 of 9 from 3, 38% overall from the field. Nurkic back in the starting lineup. That is where they are going wrong, man. Nurkic, he needs to come off the bench. He is not getting that great production that Enes Kanter does. Nurkic, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a -11 on the floor. Same thing with Damian Lillard, a -10 on the floor. Really not great. Robert Covington, 9 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Norman Powell, 17 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 of 4 from 3, and 53% overall from the field. But he was tied for the leading scorer of the squad. It's just Damian Lillard couldn't do his Damian Lillard things out here. And nobody else really had a Damian Lillard type game that Damian Lillard could do. You know what I mean? The 35-plus points a game winning buzzer beater. The ice the game. Let me hit back-to-back threes to take us down 1-2 up 5. So they didn't have that last night. Enes Kanter off the bench, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Derrick Jones Jr., 9 points, 1 rebound off the bench in only 13 minutes. Carmelo Anthony putting up no points and 3 rebounds on 0-4 shooting, -20 on the floor. So just, man, oh man, this Blazers team, truly disappointing, truly. Super disappointed, heartbroken, crushed that they lost this game. They need to get back on track urgently. Currently, they are number 6 in the West. They got a little game and a half above the 7th seed and 4 games above the 8th seed. So they'll definitely at least make the play-in tournament. I don't think they'll go down that bad. They got a 6-game lead between the 6th seed and that 10th seed. So hopefully they can get back on track like we said. But man, oh man, they are giving me no confidence that they can beat some of these elite teams out here. Alrighty, before we move on, let's go back to our MVP race and Sixth Man of the Year to give the points out for these performances of the MVP and Sixth Man of the Year front runners out here. So here we go. Giannis. He did not play, but the Bucks did, and they killed the Magic without him. So he gets -3 for not being on the floor, and I think we're going to give him -1 more for just how dominant they were. So Giannis is going to go to -4 points in the MVP race. Not great. Truly not good at all. All right, then we get James Harden. The Nets did not play last night, and he is still injured, so hopefully he can get back quickly. But we don't have to worry about him. Joel Embiid, the 76ers did not play last night. We don't have to worry about him. Damian Lillard, alrighty, -2 for the loss, and I think we're going to give him probably -1 more for his performance. I mean, only shooting 30%, only making, how many points did he have? 12 points, a -10 on the floor, and, that's given in a 9-point loss to be a -10. I get it, but still at the end of the day, not having a good Damian Lillard performance, so we're going to subtract 3 from him, so now he's back to 0 points. And then Jokic, he did play last night, but his team lost, so -2. And then let's go to his performance very quickly. We also already had to take off 1 point for him kind of sitting down on the bench, not with the team, in the timeout huddle. So he's at -2 right now. We already took off a point already. But only 17 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds. He was still +9 on the floor, still getting it done, so... second leading scorer for the squad. No Jamal Murray. We'll still chalk it up as only probably -2 there for the loss. So, you know what? -2 and then -1 for that collapse in the fourth quarter. I mean, only putting up 8 points in the fourth quarter. At some point, you've got to be, if you're the leader, if you're the MVP, this is kind of your spot to really get it done on. So, we are going to go -3 points for this man, -2 for the loss, another one for his poor performance in the fourth quarter. So he was at 9 points. We were subtracting 3, so now he's at 6. So now we have Joel Embiid and Jokic tied as the front runner for our MVP race. And now let's go over to the Sixth Man of the Year, Montrezl Harrell, Jordan Clarkson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Thaddeus Young. Alrighty, Lakers did not play last night. We don't have to worry about Montrezl Harrell. The Jazz did not play last night. We do not have to worry about the Jordan Clarkson. Tim Hardaway Jr., the Mavs did play last night, so let's go to them. They do lose, so that's -2 for him. Even on a buzzer beater, it's still a loss. We're still counting -2. And if we look at what he did, only 2 points, -17 on the floor, the highest minus on his team by big. I mean, the second highest minus for this team was a -9 by Josh Richardson. I mean, no good here by Tim Hardaway Jr. He shot 0 of 5 from the field, only got to the line twice. That's where his 2 points come from. Only 2 assists, no rebounds, no steals, no blocks. So really poor performance out here by Tim Hardaway Jr. And I think we're going to give him probably -2 more points out here. So he goes -2 for the loss and then -2 for his performance. So -4 points in total. He drops down to only 5 points. And then Thaddeus Young from last night, the Bulls, they lose. So that's -2 for him. Let's go to his performance out here. All right, his performance out here, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He was a -1 on the floor in a 4-point loss. So I think we'll just leave it at the -2 for him in a loss. Just couldn't the other players around him. I mean, he still had 9 points, 8 rebounds. He only took 7 shots and hit 57%. So the scoring wasn't the problem. He was efficient there for the scoring. Just nobody else really had a great night. So besides Zach LaVine. So we'll keep Thaddeus Young at only -2 points. So he goes down to 5. So Montrezl Harrell is still our front runner of the Sixth Man of the Year. Alrighty, let's see what we have on tap today in the NBA. We got the Knicks and the Lakers, 76ers Mavericks, primetime nationally televised, 7:30 on ESPN. We get Spurs, Magic, Nets, Timberwolves, Bulls, Grizzlies, Kings, Pelicans, Wizards, Jazz, Nuggets, Warriors, ESPN at 10 o'clock, so hopefully the Nuggets can get back on track, and the Rockets and the Suns. Alrighty, we are going to skip our moneymaker for today so we can head over to our NFL draft prospect of the day. Want to kind of squeeze that today on the show. We'll post our moneymaker on Twitter, so follow us on Twitter at TakesByFans to see what we are seeing about today's games. So let's head over to our NFL draft prospect of today. We are on a 73-day countdown up until the NFL draft. We are now only 17 days away from the NFL draft tipping off on April 29th. We do have our live NFL draft show. We will be going live, I think, at 7:30 on twitch.tv/takesbyfans. But follow us on Twitter for all those updates. But we will be live during the night one first round of the draft. We will be live there. Alrighty, so today's NFL draft prospect of the day that we're looking at is Jaelon Darden, wide receiver from North Texas. So we'll look at the stats and break down the film and see if our teams should draft this man. Should this man be the first wide receiver taken? Can he rival Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase as potentially the first wide receiver taken? Probably not, but maybe he can rival Jalen Waddle, so we'll see what he can do out here. So here we go. Jaelon Darden, wide receiver from North Texas, 5'9", 174, so, a smaller wide receiver. I would like all my in a perfect world, I want all my receivers, 6'1" above, but, I know it's not always like that. So 5'9", 174 out here, alrighty. And once again, just once, here we go. He played for North Texas, which is not the greatest conference. The Conference USA, that's his conference that he plays in, and they kind of go against, Florida Atlantic, Marshall, Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky, Old Dominion, Southern Mississippi, UAB, Louisiana Tech, Rice, UTEP, so no real great competition, obviously, but still, let's see what he can do out here. Alrighty, so 4 seasons at North Texas. Love that. College educated. Get that degree, young sir. Yes, sir. Alrighty, here we go. 2017 freshman year. 32 receptions for only 281 yards, 3 touchdowns already, so not getting a lot of play time his freshman year. 2018, more catches here. 48 receptions for 575 yards, 4 touchdowns. Already getting better from year 1 to year 2. Now let's see what he did here in year 3. His junior year, 2019, 76 receptions, 736 yards, 12 touchdowns. Now we're starting to talk a little bit. And then that brings us to his senior year, final year here, 74 receptions, 1,190 yards, 19 touchdowns. Holy moly. Wow. So absolutely getting better every single season. That's exactly what we want to see. That 1,000-yard season, he's capable of it. So fantastic. 19 touchdowns. Absolutely manic. Was nobody stopping this man all season long? Wild. Woof. Alrighty. So fantastic work out here every single season, getting better every single season. And from 2019, his best season besides this season, he played 12 games and caught 76 passes for only 736 yards. And then just this season, he played 9 games, so 3 less games from 2019 to 2020. 2 less receptions, 76 in 2020, 74 here in 76 in 2019, 74 in 2020. So 2 less catches there. And he had basically 500 more yards here, 1,190 yards in those 19 touchdowns. Absolutely incredible. Alrighty, so a great kind of collegiate career, getting better every single season. Now, before we go to the film, let's quickly break down what he did here in these bowl games here. So here we go. 2017 got to a bowl game. Probably won't be used too much because he wasn't, used that much this season anyway. But they play Troy in their bowl game, and they lose, but he had no receptions. So they didn't use him, and they lose, and they only put up 30 points to give up 50. So not using him hurt them. So that definitely kind of goes in favor of Jaelon Darden a little bit here. All right, they got to a bowl game in 2018. He was used a little bit more here, so let's see if they used him a little bit more in the bowl game. Alrighty, so here we go. The bowl game, they went against Utah State. They lost, not great. He had 2 receptions for 8 yards. Alrighty, and, they only put up 13 points, so not having a true weapon there. 2019, his first great season. They didn't make it to a bowl game. Go figure, not great there. What was their record here in 2019? They went 4-8. Ugh, alrighty. Not great. Was there any wide receiver that was better than him? Let's see. No, he was their main wide receiver here. Michael Lawrence, the second leading wide receiver with only 661 yards. Alrighty. And then this season, 2020, they get to a bowl game. Let's see what he did here. This was his best season, so hopefully they used him a lot here in the bowl game. He did not play in the bowl game. Damn. Alrighty. Well, so let's see if they still won the bowl game, because that will not be good. The first 2 years he was there, they get to bowl games and they lose. They weren't really using him. They didn't get to a bowl game his best season, and then in 2020, his best season up to date now, he doesn't play in the bowl game. So let's see. Hopefully they did not do well in this bowl game. Hopefully they did not win this bowl game. That would not be a great look for Jaelon Darden. All right, so here we go. 2020 North Texas bowl game against Appalachian State. They lose. Alrighty, thank goodness. They lose 28-56. Let's see what their receiver did here. North Texas, their main receiver, not Jaelon Darden, since he did not play. All right, we get Austin Agumakin. 7 receptions for 131 yards. Woof, that's real good. 1 touchdown, too. 18 yards a carry. But, I mean, after that, the second leading wide receiver was 5 receptions for 45 yards. So, definitely missing their kind of main person out there, Jaelon Darden. That kind of threat of having 2 great wide receivers definitely helped out North Texas this year. But, unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. Jaelon Darden did not win. Or did not play. And also did not win. Alrighty, so the stats, not bad. I mean, getting better every single season, not winning a bowl game, a little bit of a question mark, but they didn't really use them in the bowl game, so, alright. Alright, so not bad stat-wise. Getting better every single season, and this 2020 season to really cap off his collegiate career, really, truly impressive. 74 catches for 1,190 yards, 16 yards per reception, and those 19 touchdowns. That's what I'm interested in. So let's look at the film here. Let's see what he's looking like. The stats are pretty decent. Now let's see how he's looking like on the tape, and I want to see all 19 of these touchdowns. So here we go. Jaelon Darden from North Texas, wide receiver. Let's get a number on this man just in case we have to follow him all around the field. He was 84 just his first year, and 1 every single year after that. So I don't think we're going to see any of that 84, so we'll just keep a lookout for that number 1. So here we go, Jaelon Darden. Let's see what this man can do. Alrighty, first play up, quarterback finds him just wide open, and ooh, that quick little jab step. Alrighty, now we're talking about some potential shiftiness here. Also, the title of this YouTube video is Jaelon Darden, North Texas, most elusive wide receiver in the draft. So, get ready for some shifty elusiveness, and we can see it right here with that quick jab step. As soon as he comes down of catching this ball, he's already thinking about his next step, and that jab step actually gets him about 5 or 6 more yards after that. Look at that, well done. Woof. About 5 more yards on that extra kind of jab step, so love it. Here we go on the goal line. Oh, this is too easy. Just kind of an out route, real simple, real on the goal line, breaking the route. Defender gives him way too much space there. Got to press up on this man. Do you not know what this man can do? Come on. So fantastic job there right on the goal line. They are getting blown out here by SMU 49-27, so not great there, but hey, Darden by himself, great player out there. And he's definitely looking, 5'9" out there. I mean, just look at everybody around him. I mean, just towering over him. So definitely, a smaller wide receiver, a Tyreek Hill-esque shape, if you will. All right, here we go against California. Cal. And, oh, yes, sir, the speed. That's what we're talking about. Nobody will beat him. And this is just a quick out right here to him in the backfield. Just kind of a quick flip to him. Great block by that one wide receiver, and then he's able to get to the sideline and beat that last defender right there, and he is gone. So very well done. Some great speed on this man. We won't note down great speed just quite yet, but I mean, that was a great performance right there. Got to see a little bit more before we officially note it. Just wide open here. Let's see where he's coming. Just in motion before the snap and just wide open. I mean, just nobody's able to keep up with it, this man. What are we talking about here? He's got a little man coverage here, but 25. The pre-snap motion tells that it's kind of man defense on, Jaelon Darden out here. But on this last kind of breakout, just look at that. Look at how much he beats the safety right there on that kind of quickly comeback route. route. And when the play snaps, I mean, wide open by a mile. Number 25 can't even come close to catching up to this man. So some nice sheer speed. Yes, sir. That acceleration right off the rip. I mean, watch this break here on the fake. Coming in, and then real quick, jumping right back out, and he's wide open. 25, the safety cannot even keep up close with him. So very well done there. Love it. Alrighty, what else do we get here? What's the next play up? We don't need to really see a replay of this one. We broke it down already. But YouTube, do your thing, whatever you got. Diamond prospect highlights already. I respect it. All right, here we go. Finally, new play up here. What do we got from Jaelon Darden? Wide open. Nobody can catch him. Wide open. All right, we got to see how he got wide open. Hopefully we get another kind of angle on this replay. Come on. Here we go. Can't really see it, though. Damn it. This highlights, man. Can't really see it at all. All right, so let's go back a little bit. Can we just watch him? Down here. Here we go. There it is. Alrighty. So here he comes. Bunch formation on the right. He just kind of sneaks out, and then it's just a foot race at the end, and nobody can keep up with him. Nobody really has him covered, and there he is down the sideline. Very well done. All right. Let's go back to the next play now. All right. Once again, wide open. He is getting behind these defenders. No problem. Here he is. He's going to start right here. Right here in the slot a little bit. And he's able to just get behind the defense. Nobody's responsible for him. It looks like this defender right up here, when we watch this frame right here, this defender looked to be in charge of Jaelon Darden, but he's tripping. This man's just sheer speed. He's able to get behind the defenders and kind of beat the coverages, and nobody can get responsibility for this man, so we're all about it. Yes, sir. Wide open every single play. We'll take it. All right, quarterback going a little deep, and yes, sir, once again, a full kind of 2 steps behind the defense right here. Quarterback puts this one right on the money. Love this throw right here. Very well done. And he's behind the defense. He puts it right on the money. That's a touchdown, 2 feet down. He got behind the defense. Now we're starting to talk, folks. Yes, sir. Every defense we see, he's just always behind them. The speed is real. And watch this ball. Wow, well thrown. Very well thrown. Woof, right over that last defender. Yes, sir. That's 2 feet down, baby. Yes, sir. That's an NFL touchdown. All righty, going deep again. Wide open again. Finishing speed. Yes, sir. All right, we're marking the speed now. Speed is fantastic. Behind every defender, he can sheer speed run right behind every defense right here. And now here we go, kind of in the red zone a little bit right here. Once again, a quick flip out, and just that slight hesitation move beats the defender. This is why, I don't really like, breaking down when you're a surefire tackler, when it's on like a goal line situation, when it's like 3rd and 2, you have to just go out and make the play. We see a nice little flip out here on 4th and 1. This defender just breaks down, and Jaelon Darden just makes it easy right there. Just kind of makes a little bit of a shake right there, and out, back in real quick, and that's a touchdown. He doesn't stop it on 4th and 1. He can't even get a hand on the man. So very well done here. The jukes are great. Don't break down. You can't break down to try and tackle this man because it's not going to work. One-on-one in space is a problem, folks. He's a problem. Right here. Oh, look at this one. Here we go. Right back on the goal line. Another little out route right here that we just saw before in the highlights right here. That was on the left side of the field. This one's on the right side. And he catches it right down low and is able to extend the ball over the goal line right at the last moment. Yes, sir. Look at that, man. Catch the ball. Look at that placement. Everything about this throw is magnificent. You have to throw this one low and away. He catches it. low and away. The quarterback throws it low and away, and they're able to get the touchdown for it. Watch this man in the red zone. Oh, my God. And then here we go. One-on-one coverage over the middle of the field in the red zone again. He is picking apart this defense here on the goal line himself. You cannot stop him. If it's one-on-one in the goal line, it's a touchdown. Let's see it right here. And once again, here it is. Here it is. Yes, sir. This pre-snap speed. Watch it right here. He comes in, and now we've got man defense. We get this defender right here covering him, and then when he goes and breaks right back out, look at this defender. He slips. He falls. The other defender, he kept going for about another 5 yards after he started to make his way, after Jaelon Darden started to make his way opposite. So once again, these pre-snap motions are killing defenders. They're taking themselves right out of the play because they can't keep up with his sheer speed. I'm loving this man so far. Yes, sir. In the red zone, on the goal line, if he gets the ball, it's going to be a wrap. And we can watch it right here. Once again, watch the defender on him. He slips. He slips coming out of his break. Jaelon Darden don't slip. He like, this is what I do. I'm scoring touchdowns out here. And now we're going deep in behind the defense again. Yes, sir. Alrighty. This is what the NFL is coming to, folks. Shifty, fast, wide receivers. Tyreek Hill has really set the bar high. And now all these other wide receivers coming into this league now are like, we're taking that bar and we are just going to keep elevating it. And that's what Jaelon Darden is going to do, folks. Man, oh man, fantastic. Red zone unstoppable, we're saying. You can go to him multiple ways. Those quick little out routes, he can catch it low and away. That pre-snap motion, and folks, we get another red zone right here. So what is he going to do this time? Is it going to be an out route? Is it going to be one-on-one coverage right up the middle? Is it going to be a kind of a misdirection starting inside, come right back outside? Let's see what he does this time. Here we go. Oh, he does both. Oh, he mixes it together. He mixed the out route with that kind of zig route of coming in and then shifting right back out right away. He mixes both of those moves together right here. What? Let's watch it right here. Here we go. Starting right here, steps up, he fakes the inside and then zigs back outside and once again burns the defender by 3 solid yards right there. Yes, sir. Oh, here we go. Back in the red zone, quick little out route, and you can't even tackle him in space. Usually on those out routes, he's always right at the goal line when he catches the ball. This time on the out route, he's 7 yards short. Defender comes up to try to make the tackle. No, I'm just shifting right back outside. Easy peasy. Didn't even get a hand on the man. Just simply overruns him for some reason. That's poor defense. I don't know who this defender is, but I would never draft him just because of this one play alone. What is that? Absolutely trash. But there he is, Jaelon Darden in the red zone again. Unstoppable in the red zone again. Making a block? Is he making a block on this play? Oh my God, look at his route running ability, the respectability that the defenders have on this man. Watch this man run the route and absolutely drop this man by just what he does with his feet. Here we go. That stutter hesitation back out, and then he just falls, and that's too easy. Quarterback's allowed to run in, so not only can he score by himself, but hey, he can be that misdirection. He can be that kind of final seller, that final blocker for, on a cornerback to have the running back or other kind of wide receiver or the quarterback in this situation to run in for the touchdown on the red zone as well. Oh, man, I'm loving this, man. Here we go from the 30-yard line, going deep. Oh, the start, the stop, the finish. Yes, sir. Gets in perfect space here. Catches it in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders at the 10-yard line. Jukes right back in, curls around back inside, and then he's got the strength to finish off those last 10 yards when 5 defenders are converging on this man. Touchdown, Jaelon Darden. Yes, sir. Back in the red zone now, right down the middle. Perfect throw, perfect catch, wide open. Yes, sir. That's a great throw right there. And he's wide open once again between 3 defenders. Boom, boom, boom. In, out, shifty. He's only 5'9". He can get in all those spaces. He can kind of sneak behind some defensive coverages. Here we go. Alrighty, not in the red zone, but he's going all the way. The speed, alrighty. He gets kind of brought down right here in the open field. Can't beat that last linebacker just flying through. Woof. Alrighty, here we go. Deep down the field, one-on-one matchup, and woo-hoo-hoo. Maybe a little bit of a push-off, but just look at the separation he's able to get. Possibly a little push-off there. Possibly a little push-off. We get another replay of this in slow-mo. No? All right, but either way, good catch, one-on-one coverage. And now this one, he doesn't need the push-off because of his speed. Here we go. Against the slower corner. That's an easy 2 steps on that man. Back of the end zone, touchdown. Yes, sir. This man is running behind every single defense. I love it. Ooh. All right, what do we got on this play? Rolling out to the right. The quarterback is throwing it deep behind the defense. 5 yards. Unfortunately, how bad is this one thrown? Is this a little, what does he do? What does he do here? Just kind of, while catching it, doesn't quite stay on his feet, unfortunately, because that's a touchdown all day if he can stay on his feet. Just kind of, the trajectory of which the ball was thrown, of how he had to catch it, unfortunately, took his concentration off and he stumbled while catching it, but he still caught it for, what do we got, like 30 yards over there, 30, 40 yards? Alrighty, at the 50. Quarterback escapes the pocket, decides to let it fly. Yes! That's what we wanted to see right there. Going up and really getting the ball on decent one-on-one coverage up here. Let's watch this last end of this throw right here. Look how he's able to kind of just go and win this ball at the last possible moment right here. Gets that last inch of separation and then goes up and catches the ball high. High points the ball, catches it for the touchdown. That's what Tyreek Hill does, folks. He'll go over defenders to catch the ball. This man goes up right for him. All right, once again, a nice little out route. Oh, yes. Once again, the out route here in the red zone. Getting it right here. Stopping on a dime for the last 5 yards. And then re-accelerating, jumping in for the end zone. Yes, sir. If you don't tackle this man, he's not going down because he's going to stop on a dime. Can stop on a dime. Absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, going deep again is oh yeah. Once again, half a step, maybe a full step here on the defender. Quarterback puts it absolutely right on the money. Fantastic work. What is this throwing? Oh my God. That's 50 yards clean right there, throwing it from the 40. Yes, sir. And that's a touchdown all the way down. Once again, another one where he's behind the defense. Can he beat this last line of defense? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Good finishing speed out here. Not the best finishing speed that we've seen, but very, very good finishing speed. Great speed all around. Can start and stop on a dime. Him in the red zone is just too deadly. If it's a one-on-one coverage in the red zone, it's a guaranteed touchdown, 7 points. Walk off the field. Try to stop him next series. But that's Jaelon Darden, everybody. And this man he's a sleeper. I haven't been hearing a lot about this man in the draft. So if you get him on your team, don't be like, ugh. No, be like, oh my God, we're Super Bowl champions already. Jaelon Darden, North Texas, everybody. Absolutely magnificent out here. Loved everything I saw about that man. Woof. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Let's quickly see if anything is breaking while we were alive. Ex-Steelers running back James Conner is visiting the Cardinals today. Interesting. Didn't they just get a second running back? They already got David Johnson, and didn't they just pick somebody else up? Oh no, that was the Texans. Who did the Cardinals got at their depth? What's their depth chart looking like? Running backs, they got Chase Edmonds. Oh, okay, Jonathan Ward. Okay, so nothing too great out there. So, all right, we'll see if James Conner can help this team out. We know he wasn't that great with the Steelers, obviously. Alrighty, what do we got? Anything else breaking? Jason Tatum over the last 10 games, 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists on 49% shooting and 39% shooting from 3. So, yeah, I mean, Jason Tatum has really gotten it done here after kind of the trade deadline, maybe even kind of after the All-Star break. Maybe towards, the week before the trade deadline up until now, he's really been being that kind of superstar that the Celtics team desperately needs for their starting rotation. So, yeah, very well done for Jason Tatum. Alrighty, anything else here? Anything else? Jadeveon Clowney to visit the Browns for a second time on Wednesday. Oh, he's going back. So I think that's going to be a done deal, folks. You don't go to a team two times in 3 days and not end up signing there. So I think we're going to see Jadeveon Clowney with the Browns next season, folks. Defense is going to be nice. Alrighty. That looks to be it for us today. We will be back tomorrow. Is this real? That's who I thought it was. I saw this picture on my timeline like 3 times. Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song? What? What is that? They had a baby? There's no way this is real. There's no way they were even together. That's wild. That's truly wild. Brenda Song from freaking Disney Channel. How crazy. Alrighty. That's going to be it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We are back tomorrow, folks, live noon Eastern. All right.